If you plan on visiting Disney World in 2023, watch this video right now. I'm telling you, a lot has changed. There's a lot of updates. Maybe it's been just a few months and you want a refresher, or maybe it's been a few years and you're kind of unfamiliar with what's going on. Regardless of your situation, I got you. So stay tuned here at Jake at the Park. So let's get right into it. You're planning your trip to Disney World in 2023. First things first, let's buy some tickets. Maybe in the past you've purchased some annual passes. As of right now, the annual passes sold at Disney World, which include the Pirate, the Sorcerer, and the Accreta Pass, those are currently on pause. The only one that you can purchase new is the Florida Resident Pixie Dust Pass. That is only offered to Florida residents. However, if you do have an annual pass, let's say from last year, you can renew that up to 60 days before the expiration and 30 days afterwards. Let's say an annual pass isn't even your thing. You just want to get a single day ticket or maybe a 5-day park hopper. Whatever range of general admission, that is still available and ranges from $109 to $189. Now, you might be asking yourself, why such a giant range? Well, Disney World bases their ticket prices on the peak day that you plan on visiting. So if you can, try and plan your trip not around these major holidays or not around when spring break gets out. If you can, the price of the ticket will be significantly cheaper and you will also experience less crowds, which is obviously something that we're all trying to do. You might be unfamiliar with the reservation system that Disney now implements at all their parks. If this is new to you, it's super simple, very flexible as well. But basically, when you purchase a ticket, you then have to pick which day that you want to go and make a reservation for it. So just because you want to go on a specific day doesn't mean that you can, unfortunately. It is based off of availability, and they can only have a certain amount of people in the park. So when you do purchase your ticket, you have to actually make a reservation and plan out ahead when you want to go. It's super simple, and Disney's actually been super flexible with reserving a day and moving it if you need to. So you will then have the ability to pick which day or days, depending on what ticket you get, and that is based off of availability. Now, if you know your dates right away, awesome. More power to you. Book those as soon as you can. But let's say you kind of have an idea. Say you want to go mid-May, but you're not sure exactly what days. Purchase your ticket or tickets as soon as you can. And even if you make a reservation and decide to change it, that's no problem. Disney's super flexible up until the day of your reservation. All you do is you log into your account online or you do it on the phone app. But I highly suggest buying your tickets now so then you have the price locked in. Disney always updates their ticket prices, unfortunately. So if you plan on going, just buy your tickets as soon as you can, select your dates, and you can always change them if need be. Now, taking it a step farther, let's say you invest in a park hopper option. This is an option that allows you to hop around from park to park. It's a little bit more expensive, but gives you a variety, if you will, of being able to go from one park to another, whether it's a single day or 5-day. When you make your initial reservation, when you purchase your tickets, Disney asks you, well, which park do you want to start at? That you have to determine, and then you can only park hop starting at 2 p.m. And then you can hop from park to park to park, whatever you want to do. But 2 p.m., keep that in mind, and you have to select the first park that you want to start at. My suggestion is this. If you have the ability to, and if you're planning on visiting multiple parks, make each day just a single park. Not only will you be saving money by not doing a park hopper, but it really gives you the time to concentrate on each park and not feel the pressure of, all right, let's get there as early as we can because we have to get there, and leave by 2 p.m. because that's when park hopper starts, and rush over to another park and do everything we want before it closes. It is a lot. Disney World, especially if you come from, Disneyland, it really is gigantic. If you do plan on visiting the other parks, keep that in mind, and you could easily have so much fun just doing one park each day as opposed to a park hopper. The last thing I will say that kind of fits in the world of all this is parking tickets. Now, I'm hoping Disney keeps it this way because they're constantly increasing their prices. But as of right now in 2023, the cost to park your car is $25. Now, if you have a giant extended version of your car or something like an RV, I believe that bumps up to $30. And then they have the preferred parking, which starts at $45 and I think goes as high as $50, somewhere around that ballpark. But I think most of us just have general parking, which is $25, and that covers you for the entire day. Doesn't matter if you start off at Epcot, move to Magic Kingdom, just obviously hold on to your parking pass so you can show it to them because that can be a headache. Another good tip, if you are planning to stay at a Disney property or within the bounds of Disney World, check with the hotel because most hotels cover your parking. You just have to flash the room key and bam, $25 is just cut off from your bill. You can just zoom right in and start your day. So definitely if you plan on staying at one of those Disney World properties, check with them to see if parking is free. But as of now, fingers crossed, $25 per car in 2023. So you're up to speed now with tickets. Obviously, there's no annual passes. If you want a park hop, you can't do it until 2 p.m. Make reservations. You got this. So now let's talk about the Disney World app. I get it. Being on your phone is the last thing you want to do in general, let alone when you're traveling to a Disney property, right? But I promise you, downloading this app and more importantly, becoming familiar with it before your visit, it makes such a difference and really can help maximize your day. Whether it being having your tickets on there or, being able to see in real time what a wait time is for a certain ride, or even if a ride is open. This app really breaks everything down and makes it super simple. And I promise you're not gonna be on your phone the entire time. So moving up now a level, I'm gonna be talking about something that seems to be very complicated to a lot of people, but I promise you it's so simple. It's more so the name that is confusing people. That is Genie and Genie Plus. What is Genie and what is Genie Plus? Let's back up a little here, all right? I'm gonna give you a little history lesson. So do you remember those FastPass tickets? You would go and get them and be able to skip rides. You come back, it was so nostalgic to have like an actual paper ticket. I miss those. Those got upgraded at one point to MaxPass, which basically was FastPass on your phone. Disney got rid of that entire system. There is no more FastPass, there is no more MaxPass. This is now the new and improved Genie and Genie Plus system. Now let me explain the difference. Genie comes automatically in the Disney World app and basically allows you to organize your day. You cherry pick which things you like, which things you don't, and it tells you based off of prior data, come back to Haunted Mansion around this time because usually it's dead, no pun intended. But it basically gives you the ability to organize your day and tries to help you out. That is Genie. That is completely free. Genie Plus, though, that ranges anywhere from $15 to $29 per ticket per day. However, it allows you to skip the line and come back to some of your favorite rides, especially when it's super busy. When you open up and sign up for Genie Plus, you reserve lightning lanes is what they're referred to, and just like MaxPass, just like FastPass, you come back to those rides and it is obviously subject to availability. Lastly, I will say when it comes to Genie Plus, you have the ability to either purchase it when you originally buy your tickets. So when you go online, when you use the app, it'll ask, do you want to add on Genie Plus? And you can purchase it right then and there, lock in the price and be good to go. But up until that point, from there until you actually hit your reservation date, you can't upgrade to Genie Plus. It's only until you get to the parks on that very day of your reservation that you can then opt into Genie Plus. So the reason why I say that is if you want to get Genie Plus no matter what, as soon as you book your tickets, just do it right then and there. It's one less step to do and you lock in the price. But if you're kind of on the fence or don't know, that's totally fine. You just have to wait up until the day that you show up to the parks. Then you have the option of opting in for Genie Plus and paying for it then and there. So the choice is up to you, but that kind of is a brief explanation, not very brief, but a simple explanation of Genie and Genie Plus. Another great feature that I think a lot of people don't realize is you can link up your tickets, both your park tickets and if you decide to get Genie Plus or Lightning Lanes, all as one party on your phone. So basically, you link everybody's ticket all within the app, and then whoever is linked in that party, whether it's one phone or 3 phones, everybody's tickets are all together. So then that way, one person can scan everybody in, and especially when it comes to Genie Plus, you can reserve lightning lanes all with just one phone. Trust me when I say this, download the app and make sure you link up your tickets before the park, because it'll make such a big difference, and it's so much easier if one person just has it or if a few other people have it, especially when it comes to getting in the park and booking your lightning lanes. Something that I think a lot of people don't take more advantage of is the mobile food ordering. Now, you obviously have the ability to go up to almost any restaurant now and order in person what you want, and that's totally fine. You could still do that. But if you're like me, and I'm a foodie, I'm constantly ordering and eating things throughout the day, and you will waste so much time standing in line, looking at menus, waiting for the food to come out, when you can just as easily order from the app. All you do is you open it up, you put in your mobile order. They have practically every restaurant or every snack that you can imagine, and you can customize, do whatever you normally would do in person, but you can do it across on the opposite side of the park, all within the phone app. Download the app, become familiar with it before your visit, and I promise you, you'll notice a world of difference, and you're not gonna feel like you're on your phone the entire day. As far as updates go with rides in Disney World, Tron Light Cycle plans to open in April. So exciting for this ride to finally open up. It's gonna be amazing. And keep the January 22nd date in mind. Splash Mountain will be closing on January 23rd, making January 22nd the last official day to ride it. This ride will then be rethemed to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which is going to be really exciting, but tune in to Jake at the Park for more updates on that. Something that I think is super important that a lot of people overlook is what you take with you to any Disney park. Now, I'm not just talking about your tickets, your phone, your family members, friends. I'm saying what it is that you physically pack in your arsenal before visiting. Whether you're speaking about clothing and kind of what the weather's going to be, or packing an extra phone charger. For me, I think one of the most important overlooked things is a sweatshirt. The weather can switch just like that, and the last thing you want to do is spend extra money maybe buying some merchandise or merchandise that you didn't intend on buying, let alone wasting time when you could be spending that time watching a fireworks show or going on a ride. Bringing a sweatshirt, I am telling you, you're never going to regret that moment. Whether it's for you or for a family member, when the sun goes down at any park, you're gonna get cold. And having that sweatshirt, you're gonna be so happy that you brought it. So promise me if you do go and bring a backpack, take a sweatshirt with you. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. And it really will come in handy when it comes to maximizing your time and not spending extra money. Another thing that you want to consider packing with you is not only a phone charger, but an external mobile charger that you can bring with you so you can charge while you're on the go. Like I mentioned earlier, you're gonna be on your phone a lot more. Your battery can drain very quickly, and this is something that you don't want to be stuck having to either pay or stuck with just not having a phone for the rest of the evening while visiting one of the parks. So purchase one of these mobile chargers. There's so many of them on Amazon, and you'll be glad that you brought it with you. And the last thing I'm gonna suggest that you bring in your arsenal is a little goofy, pun intended, but it really will pay off for a multitude of reasons. And that is trash bags. Now you're wondering, well, there's literally a trash can every 10 feet at any of these parks. Why would I need a trash bag? When you are visiting any of these parks, there's a lot of water attractions, right? And maybe depending on the weather, or even if it's perfectly nice outside, the last thing you want to do is maybe be completely soaked or have your shoes, you know, when they're so soaked, they're squeaking around and your feet are just wet the entire day. Yeah, nobody wants that, right? That's very uncomfortable. Bringing a trash bag not only is super easy to do, takes up practically no space, but it really repels water, especially in like an emergency situation. You can obviously bring an umbrella. You can obviously get a poncho. However, those things maybe you don't have right then and there, and you have to spend extra money to do so, let alone you're competing with everyone else that is doing that. So having this trash bag comes in handy because if it does decide to rain just out of nowhere, you could throw it on real quick, Easily rip a hole for your head and for your arms. That way you can stay dry and not have to go stand in line or wait maybe like inside of a store until the rain stops. It also really comes in handy, especially if you go on these water theme rides where your shoes get wet. For me personally, a lot of times I bring a change of shoes or like flip-flops, but if I'm gonna be, on my feet all day, I might just be wearing normal tennis shoes. And of course, the last thing you wanna do is be walking around in wet shoes. Not only is it uncomfortable, not only are your feet just wet and gross the whole day, but like it ruins the shoes, it ruins the experience. I like to bring these trash bags to literally put on my feet when I go on something like Splash Mountain or Grizzly Rapids. That way, if I do get soaked, you could bring an extra trash bag to cover you, but at least you end up hopefully drying throughout the day and your shoes are dry as can be. Bring trash bags and bring more than you think, because I'm telling you, this will come in handy and you'll be thanking me later. And finally, I think the most important thing when it comes to visiting really any Disney property is being able to not only manage your expectations, but to understand that sometimes when you do this due diligence, whether it be purchasing things ahead or, accounting for weather or maybe crowds, sometimes you show up and it's not what you expected and it might not turn out exactly how you had it planned in your head. But that's totally okay. Some of my most favorite times at these parks are just kind of going with the flow and not having a game plan. When you do visit these parks, no matter when you do, go in with a smile on your face. Don't really have any expectations. If anything, expect there to be crowds, expect there to be lines. But if you go in just knowing that you have made it this far, being with your friends and family or your loved ones, anyone, even if you're by yourself, this is such an awesome time, and 2023 is really such a great time to visit any Disney park. For now, my name is Jake from Jake at the Park, and I'll see you later.